Melania Trump remains one of the most elusive figures in modern American public life. Her presence, always poised, immaculately styled, and emotionally guarded, has long fascinated the media and public alike. But behind the glamour and calculated silence is a life of intense privilege and influence that rivals any modern royal. Even after stepping away from the national spotlight, Melania continues to maintain a lifestyle marked by exclusivity, discretion, and carefully managed image control. Her world is one of penthouses, private jets, and palatial retreats, and yet, it is surrounded by a veil of mystery that even the most seasoned reporters struggle to penetrate. A life of contrasts, grace and secrecy. While the Trump Tower penthouse and Mar-a-Lago are widely known, Melania's access to luxurious properties extends further. The Trumps have residences in Bedminster, New Jersey, and a private estate in Sterling, Virginia. Each estate features custom interior designs reflecting Melania's refined, European-influenced taste. The family's real estate holdings also include properties in Beverly Hills and St. Martin in the Caribbean. Insiders say that Melania personally oversees interior design decisions, favoring neoclassical aesthetics, heavy drapery, and muted color palettes. Her bedroom reportedly includes a separate, highly secured space apart from Donald Trump's quarters, emphasizing both her independence and preference for privacy. Unlike previous First Ladies, Melania's travel is nearly always conducted in utmost secrecy and luxury. During her time in the White House, she often used Air Force jets independently for personal trips. Since leaving Washington, she has traveled on Trump's customized Boeing 757, a jet fitted with gold-plated seatbelts and personal sleeping quarters. Melania reportedly enjoys European spa retreats in Switzerland and the French Riviera, where she can escape the media glare. Security is paramount. Her movements are known only to a small inner circle and tightly controlled by private detail, often including ex-Secret Service agents. Melania doesn't speak much in public, but her clothing choices have often functioned as political statements. She has worn Dolce & Gabbana in Sicily, Christian Louboutin heels during hurricane visits, and an all-white pantsuit while Donald Trump was under impeachment scrutiny. Critics saw this as a power move, projecting neutrality, authority, and elegance amidst political chaos. Her fashion choices often sell out in minutes online, and designers have confirmed that she rarely uses stylists, preferring instead to work directly with high-end houses. In 2022, her Met Gala appearance, a rare public outing, stunned the world, featuring a custom couture gown with $1,000 worth of embedded crystals. Although Melania rarely speaks about money, she is known to maintain a separate financial life from her husband. According to financial disclosures, she has independent earnings from modeling residuals, royalties, and personal licensing deals. In 2022, she launched a line of NFTs, including digital portraits of herself and signature accessories, which sold for hundreds of thousands of dollars. She also launched a jewelry collection with QVC before Trump's presidency, and there are rumors of a high-end skincare line in development, aimed at the ultra-luxury European market. Melania remains deeply connected to her Slovenian roots. She reportedly speaks Slovene with her family and ensured Baron was bilingual from an early age. Her parents, Victor and Amelija Novs, are often seen at Mar-a-Lago and live nearby. Their immigration to the U.S. was surrounded by controversy, as critics accused the Trumps of using so-called chain migration, a policy Donald Trump himself publicly opposed. Nevertheless, Melania has worked to maintain her native heritage, commissioning traditional Slovenian artworks and music performances for private events. Melania's political influence. Though she avoids public political commentary, Melania has exerted notable influence behind the scenes. According to Trump campaign aides, Melania was instrumental in vetting staffers and once advised against hiring certain key personnel who later became controversial. During the 2020 election, she insisted on a more subdued campaign launch and advised against the combative tone Trump preferred. Some insiders claim that Melania's opinions carry significant weight, not through loud declarations but through selective, strategic interventions. During her tenure as First Lady, Melania launched the Be Best initiative, focused on children's well-being and cyberbullying. While the campaign drew criticism for its vague goals and sparse public activity, Melania has since channeled her philanthropic efforts through quieter, more private channels. The Melania Trump Foundation, although minimally publicized, reportedly supports arts education, child literacy, and European heritage preservation. She avoids flashy fundraising galas, preferring invite-only dinners or silent donations. Melania's absence from the public eye is not retreat, it is strategy. Unlike other political spouses who seek the spotlight, Melania intentionally removes herself to maintain mystique. She rarely grants interviews, avoids memoir deals, and limits her social media use. Her official Instagram account is dormant, and insiders say she prefers encrypted messaging apps and handwritten notes for sensitive communications. This calculated invisibility makes her more intriguing and more powerful. A symbol of modern aristocracy. Whether admired or criticized, Melania Trump is not just a former First Lady, she's a living symbol of modern aristocracy. She combines the refinement of old-world European elegance with the strategic coldness of high-level diplomacy. Her lifestyle, marked by armored vehicles, art auctions, five-star dining, and family vacations to hidden islands, projects a kind of royalty that transcends politics. In the eyes of her fans, she is elegance incarnate. To her critics, she's detached and complicit. But one truth is undeniable: Melania Trump has rewritten the role of First Lady in a way no one else has dared. Within the Trump family, Melania holds a unique position, not just as Donald Trump's third wife, but as the only spouse to keep a firm boundary between personal life and political theater. Unlike Ivanka, who actively participated in the administration, or Eric and Don Jr., who often spoke publicly, Melania preferred a protective distance. However, insiders reveal that she has influenced major decisions, from Barron's education to family public appearances. Her relationship with Ivanka has long been rumored to be formal and distant. Reports suggest that during the early White House days, Melania pushed back on Ivanka's attempts to assume traditional First Lady roles, such as attending state functions or participating in policy events. While both women projected unity in public, the private tension was carefully managed. Melania's insistence on preserving her space helped establish her own image independent of the Trump political dynasty. Barron Trump, Melania's only child, has lived a remarkably sheltered life compared to his older half-siblings. Melania has been the sole architect of his upbringing, choosing private education, foreign language tutoring, and even a tailored media strategy to keep him away from public scrutiny. At age 18, Barron is reportedly fluent in English, Slovene, and French, and has expressed interest in international relations and technology. Sources close to the family say Melania has invested in Barron's education with the seriousness of royal preparation, vetting schools across Europe and the US and limiting his exposure to social media. Her aim appears to be crafting a modern version of aristocracy, with Barron poised to carry the Trump legacy in a more refined and globally acceptable manner. Whether he enters politics, business, or diplomacy, one thing is clear: Melania intends for him to do so on her terms. Post-White House, Melania has increasingly aligned herself with international circles beyond US political clout. In Monaco, she has been seen at elite charity events with European aristocrats. In Qatar, she was reportedly invited to private cultural showcases with Gulf royals. This soft diplomacy through luxury and culture allows her to maintain relevance without stepping back into public political arenas. Her connections span art collectors, philanthropists, and luxury brand CEOs, individuals who operate in global power structures parallel to traditional politics. Unlike her husband, Melania's power is subtle, exercised through affiliations, aesthetic branding, and influence over taste, style, and philanthropic direction. She's building an empire of soft capital that thrives on exclusivity and perception. Melania's relationship with the media has always been contentious. She views the press not as a tool but as a threat, especially after facing harsh scrutiny for everything from her accent to her wardrobe. She's filed lawsuits for defamation, issued cease and desist letters to tabloids, and has successfully demanded retractions for false stories. Rather than fight for positive coverage, Melania has chosen to limit visibility altogether. When she appears, it's under her terms, tightly scripted, visually flawless, and framed for elegance rather than engagement. While many former First Ladies have capitalized on media to expand their legacy, Melania sees privacy as both a weapon and a right. In an era of oversharing, her silence is revolutionary. What comes next for Melania Trump? Those close to her suggest she has no desire to return to political life unless absolutely necessary. Her ambitions lie in influence without office, shaping culture, style, and elite philanthropy from behind the scenes. Her possible memoir, if ever written, would likely read more as a philosophy of elegance and discretion than political commentary. She is reportedly exploring the creation of a design institute or foundation for women in fashion, diplomacy, and the arts, offering mentorship to young women seeking influence through elegance rather than aggression. This Melania doctrine, as one former aide called it, centers on dignity, privacy, and perfection. It may not be loud, but it's powerful. Melania Trump's aesthetic influence isn't limited to fashion, it extends into the broader realms of art, design, and culture. In 2023, she reportedly sponsored a limited edition art exhibition in Palm Beach featuring Eastern European artists, an effort to promote cultural exchange and support emerging talent from her homeland. The exhibition included curated pieces inspired by classical European architecture and Melania's own fashion silhouettes. She is also said to be building a private collection of fine art, focusing on post-war modernism, rare Eastern European works, and American pop art icons. This personal gallery is rumored to be housed across her residences and includes both acquisitions and commissions. Curators who have worked with her describe her taste as unapologetically refined, with a preference for minimalist framing, neutral palettes, and symbolic composition. The private social circle of a former First Lady. Melania maintains an elite inner circle that includes European nobility, Gulf royals, and a select few from American high society. Unlike most political spouses, she rarely mingles with Washington insiders or former First Ladies, choosing instead to keep her association strictly within the luxury and business elite. Among her closest confidants are high-profile stylists, private art dealers, and discreet advisors with backgrounds in law, diplomacy, and international finance. These relationships are not merely social, they form a powerful support network that facilitates her influence. Through these connections, Melania has secured speaking engagements at private investment summits, received offers to collaborate on global philanthropic initiatives, and played a behind-the-scenes role in high-level introductions between power brokers. Melania Trump's legacy as First Lady diverges sharply from her predecessors. She neither embraced activist roles nor attempted to be a relatable everywoman. Instead, she redefined the position as one of exclusivity, elegance, and emotional distance. Critics argue she missed opportunities to use her platform more effectively, while admirers say she brought refinement and mystery back to the role. Recent polls among political historians suggest her legacy will be debated for decades. Some cite her as an example of untapped potential, others as a refreshing change from overexposed political spouses. Regardless of interpretation, Melania's White House years are now being studied by scholars as a case in image curation, brand discipline, and the power of deliberate silence. While Melania avoids the spotlight, her impact on public taste is undeniable. Retailers have tracked spikes in demand for fashion items after her appearances. Interior design blogs noted increased interest in European classicism and Baroque elements, mirroring styles seen in her home decor. Luxury brands, often shying away from political figures, have quietly acknowledged her influence in private marketing circles. Some social commentators even credit her with reviving a form of dignified minimalism in post-pandemic America, a look and lifestyle that values serenity, restraint, and refinement over excess and spectacle. Through curated elegance, Melania has become an unlikely cultural trendsetter for a generation seeking privacy and prestige. Melania Trump is not merely a participant in her story, she is the architect of a carefully constructed mythology. From her meticulously planned public appearances to her strategic withdrawals from visibility, every move is intentional. Her silence isn't passive, it's tactical. Her elegance isn't spontaneous, it's engineered. In a media-saturated age, Melania Trump represents a vanishing archetype, the woman who influences not by noise, but by presence. She has transformed from immigrant model to global icon not by giving more, but by withholding more. And in doing so, she has ensured her legacy will remain just out of reach, forever fascinating, forever unbroken. Every piece Melania wears is chosen with purpose. Whether it's a military-style coat during visits to troops or a pastel ensemble at the Vatican, Melania has mastered the language of visual symbolism. Fashion historians now analyze her wardrobe choices alongside Jackie Kennedy's and Princess Diana's, noting that Melania's clothing often echoes cultural messages or historical motifs. Her choice to wear a white jumpsuit after Trump's impeachment was read by many as a statement of defiance and purity. Her floral gowns at state dinners often reflected the national flower of the visiting country. Even her infamous, "I don't care, do you?" jacket has been interpreted as an intentional provocation, a challenge to the media's tendency to overanalyze. The quiet influence of a multilingual woman. Melania Trump is fluent in 5 languages: Slovene, English, French, Italian, and German. Though rarely mentioned, this skill has greatly helped her in diplomatic settings. During state visits and private meetings with foreign leaders, she often spoke directly without translators, creating a more personal and impressive interaction. She also switches languages smoothly in philanthropy and art negotiations, especially with European curators and international organizations. Her multilingualism enhances her sophisticated public image, showing she is more than a former model, she is a cultured global figure. Behind the scenes, Melania's name still impacts the luxury world. Fashion insiders say her endorsements, even informal ones, can dramatically boost sales and searches. In 2025, a Parisian designer credited her wearing a custom coat for a waitlist over 2 years. Melania is also planning to co-curate a First Lady fashion retrospective, highlighting political visibility and haute couture. The exhibit, set to tour Paris, Milan, and New York, may mark the first official recognition of her influence on 21st-century luxury branding. Melania redefined the First Lady role: elegant, silent, and unpredictable. What do you think her legacy means? Masterclass in restraint, missed opportunity, or a quiet force shaping influence behind the scenes? Share your thoughts below and stay tuned for more insights on powerful, private figures.